pause before we jump
we're
into the
live.
game. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone in the BTL. We are here with the third game of the season. We got two quite amazing teams facing off against each other today. We have Dirt Team on the blue side and Band Dinosaur Club on the red side. I am going to be your play-by-play for today, and joined by me on the color will be none other than Jaga. If need be, we have Defiance and Ito on standby. And we have your beautiful and lovely broadcaster, Parasite, on the broadcast today, providing us these lovely little animations. So, Jaga, how are you doing today? Your first cast, how you feeling? What are you thinking about these bands so far?
Fantastic. So we see the Echo Band coming out. That's really, really, really cool. I am not in Pro Draft, so I gotta grab that. But yeah, Dirt Team versus Dinosaur Club. Have been looking forward to this game for a while because Dirt Team, they seem like they've got a pretty interesting roster, and Dinosaur Club, they've kind of snuck their way into my heart because of their bio. Yeah, they haven't dropped any Dino facts yet, but keep an eye out for that. Para, if I could get a quick link to. Okay, no, I found it. All right. So jumping into this draft real quick, we have some really key target bands coming out. There, a lot of assassins on the blue side.
Banning the mid laner here, Echo, Fizz, and Kali. What are you thinking of that?
Those are definitely some target bands trying to throw Dino Club's mid laner, Dupless, off his role, I'm pretty sure. I don't think those picks typically can't be flexed around a lot. So, yeah, more standard bands coming out from Dinosaur Club for sure. You got the Kane, the Aatrox, who have been really dominant in both just in solo queue recently. But both teams lock in their bot lane pretty instantly.
Yeah, no hesitation to shut it off. Curiously enough, Yumi, Senna, and Feliz all left on ban but completely ignored. So both teams definitely showing their own little playstyles here right off the bat.
Feels nice that players feel comfortable to sort of maybe pick a little outside of the meta, but
Rest for sure is not. It's been ages since I saw
the Vi is locked in. Hey! So yeah, we're definitely getting a kind of rare draft coming out from both teams, which is honestly amazing. Both bot lanes are really solid, just safe to go with. The Vladimir is a flex pick for sure. We're interested to see how that, where that lands, but Dirt Team just keep on piling on those assassin bands. What is their, what do you think their angle with that is, Phantom? Oh, Jin wasn't meant to be picked. Oops. I am by myself in the caster room, but we're still vibing. Okay, so we do have a little bit of a technical difficulty. The Jin was not meant to be locked in, but we're excited to see what was meant to be locked in with a more traditional band coming out in the form of the Aurelia.
I am so sorry about that. All right.
No, that's quite all right. So I was just talking about how.
All right. So what did I miss in the meantime? I am so sorry about that. Looks like we have I locked in. Olaf Riven being rounded out. Arya. Holy, they do not like Dinosaur's Club mid laner at all here.
They really do not. Really just targeting those assassins. But we have gotten word that Jin is supposed to be a Xayah, so that will be shown when we go into the actual draft that will be shown on stream very shortly. Nico Hover, so definitely a flex pick coming out from these solo laners. I think Nico Top has definitely not been seen for a while, but Fiora coming out as well. So very AD heavy comp from Dino Club right
Their
now.
team is really doing a pretty unique draft here. You don't see many Jin players these days. While most people agree that Fresh is a good character, not many people have the ability to pull it off. So you don't often see Fresh players too much. It's kind of like either you one trick it or you don't type character. And then Nico Fiddlesticks, like really interesting draft here. I don't know if I would exactly call it good quite yet. I actually do like it. But one thing that you can say for sure is that Dirt Team, they really like going for these more unusual type characters, and I'm very excited to see how they run them down.
Yeah, let's hope that Dirt Team will be able to put on a bit of a show, because I would really just...
Oh, Cassin. This is interesting. We got Vi, Nico, Cassin all in the same game, and I am so sorry about that. So tell me, what are your thoughts here?
No.
What's on top in your mind right now?
So I think both sides are a little leaning into their damage types very heavily. We're seeing mostly AP coming out from Dirt Team and mostly AD coming out from Dino Club. So for sure, both teams are going to be able to itemize towards that. But the Kassadin is definitely Dino Club saying, okay, this is our ace in the hole in case everything goes wrong in the beginning of the game, in the mid game. We're just gonna have to hope that the Kassadin doesn't get shut down too hard, because if that's the case, then yeah, really just nothing he can do to work his way back into the game.
One thing I will say for sure is when you're looking at picks like Cassin and Fiora, or even Vayne, they're really terrifying picks when you don't exactly have a character on your team that can handle it. Because then they're just allowed to free hit you forever. But when you look closely, look at Nico, her ability to just control fights of her ultimate and her snares. Fiddlesticks, he has the fear, the silence, and then Fresh with the box. I actually feel while most of the time casting can become a guaranteed win condition, in this particular comp, they actually have a lot of answers to be ready for him. Like for example, this Jin is actually a Saya that we just got corrected from our information desk. Saya, when you just jump onto her, she can just literally just press ult, walk away, snare you, and she's completely good to go. So, what do you think win drafts here?
I think I'm gonna bank on the power of 2 million years of CC just coming out from Dirt Team. You got the fear, you've got the Nico stun. Vladimir doesn't have any notable CC, but Xayah and Thresh, that's a bot lane that is kind of packing a punch on the engage. So you have really clear tools of getting into the fight, and you have multiple tools of getting into the fight, which really just makes me feel a lot more confident in Blue Side's draft. However, the same thing can be said for Dino. Braum, Ashe, Vi all have really solid engages, and that kind of allows Fiora and Kassadin to sort of maybe get a flank off if that is solid.
There is one victory we can get for the people on the red side. It's that Vi definitely packs a bit more of a punch in the early game than Fiddlesticks, and Braum and Ashe have things that can do in the mid game. I would also say this is a game of simplicity versus technicalities. There's a lot of interesting moving parts on the side of Dirt. But with Dinosaur Club, it's quite literally press Vi and follow up, press Vi ultimate, and follow up with an Ashe Crystal Arrow. And sometimes simplicity is just all you need to win, because when you pick all these complicated high skill cap champions, a lot of things can go wrong very quickly in the team fights, because it becomes even more reliant on every team member doing their job.
Yeah, for sure. And Dirt Team definitely has the onus on them to sort of outplay Dino Club. So we're just going to have to see how the team synergy works out, how this game plays out, because I think both comps have really clear goals and really clear identities and very strong fights.
I guess that being said, we can round this up and go on a brief break while we wait for the loading screen to take into effect. These are your comps. You have the Vladimir Fiddlesticks, Nico, Saya, and Fresh on the blue side. And going against them would be Fiora, Vi, Castin, Ash, and Braum. So who's going to take game 2, folks? Who do you guys feel won out in drafts? Which team do you think is going to take game 1? And overall, just a game of simplicity versus complexity. I'll see y'all after the loading screen takes into effect, and we'll be right back. like we are back for a nice, good little action expense we have five, so we are expecting plenty of action to come out of Justice. Once again, joining me with today will be Jaga. And I feel like I'll just announce this now. One of our homegrown talents, Pixel Wolf, who is a regular in the staff team on the BTL, will be playing mid lane for Dirt Team. So shout out to Pixel. Hopefully one of our own doesn't embarrass themselves too much, but I'm expecting scenes from Pixel. I think she's got this. She's got this casted in. So you might see a little bit of biasness coming out of us casters today, but that's just us looking out for our own.
For sure, for sure. And I think we're going to be gearing up for a very interesting game. These are comps that we don't typically see. We're just seeing a typical across-the-board 5-point start. Both teams kind of juxtaposing to see if they can spot out the jungler's pathing, get a little bit of that insider information. But to start off, considering both these teams are relatively new to the BTL, we're just going to read off some quick bios. So, Dirt Team, rising from the ground but striving for the top, the Dirt Team is coming to Season 9, aiming to take names and make impressions. Composed of a group of longtime friends who routinely do clash together, they have come to BTL this season to give competitive play a shot. Oh, we have some action. No, that's just them starting up Red Bluff. They've come to BTL to give competitive play a shot. Gameplay-wise, they like to focus on being savvy with their fights, taking objectives, and playing around their powerful members. Dirt Team is made up of Zoom in the top lane, Vroom in the jungle, 2 Peanuts Butter mid, Moon Pie 80 carry, and Pixel Wolf support, with Game Freaks as a sub. Of course, we're seeing not the official starting roster for
coming
Dirt
out
Team.
on the Grom, but it's not really going to lead much to anything.
We're not seeing the official starting roster for them, but their goals this season are clear. Get better as a team, get used to playing in a tournament league style, and learn from some of their competitors. Now, Dino Club, on the other hand, thundering out of the Cretaceous period and into BTL,
Wait,
is
Brom all in
Dinosaur Club.
I'm gonna have to do a bit. Brom all in level 2, gonna get this done in. Is this gonna be the ignite? Is Ash gonna actually get away? Oh, just gets rid of a sliver of help. Brom, why wouldn't you press the ignite there? Sad face. Vladimir saying to himself, hacks are on.
Oh, but that's a lot of summoners burnt in that bot lane. That's going to be looking juicy for any jungler.
They're going in for a second time. Saya Flash will be gone after that. Roman is really, really going with the aggression into the early game.
Yeah, for sure. This bot side getting really bullied by the just lane dominance and poke that both Braum and Ashe bring to the table. Those slows are going to be such a baller to deal with, and Moonpie can't back because she's just gonna lose so much if she does.
It's kind of a bit of a nightmare scenario that I like to say. I kind of invented my own term. I like to call it locked lane, and it's basically a state in the game where you really, really want to back, but just very horrible circumstance prevent you back. And that's kind of the situation Saya is in right now, level 3 here. She's poked out. She's going to be missing out on a farm. A lot of aggression will be coming out to her. Pixel Wolf landing a really nice snare to Q combo right here. So, Jacob, what do you expect coming out of the early game from these two teams? Like, what do you guard their individual goals here?
So, Fiddlesticks is usually just a pretty passive jungler. He kind of farms up and waits until he's in 6th to make his first appearance in lane. So I'm kind of hoping that Vi is going to get a bit of an early advantage, especially with summoners blown in the bot lane, maybe helping out Dupus as he is taking a lot of poke in this mid lane. But yeah, just a lot of aggression from red side early and kind of just blue side looking to farm up a bit more and stay healthy throughout the mid game.
Wait, Fiora is actually just going to run down Vladimir right here. She might actually just be able to do it. The Q is going to be resetting. Vital at a really easy point to proc, but it's going long far enough. Braum hooked under tower, going to take a shot, but luckily the shield's going to allow him out of safety. And really nice snare coming out of Pixel here. Really dangerous gank happened on her, but luckily she lands the snare onto both players that were in her lane. So she's going to be able to walk away from that. Really nice play. But Pixel, once again, really trying her best to assert her dominance into this mid lane. When you look really closely, Fire is still right under here, so we'll just get punished. But I'm still should be speaking about bot lane right now, where Fresh is continuously hooking Braum under tower, and Fiddlesticks goes in for gank, gonna lead to nothing. Action right across the board. Someone give me a drink of water.
Yeah, that was... I liked the aggression coming out of Vi on that mid lane gank. Really nice job by Pixel Wolf just disengaging with that Nico, but a summoner burned as we see Kassadin teleporting bot lane. He's going to be building a Rod of Ages first. I think if I were red side bot lane, I would be very careful. They're 20 CS up, so they cannot blow this lead, because if they just keep it going, it's kind of game over for Xayah, because she just really can't find her way to the CS. I'm expecting something pretty amazing out of this Fiora, as so far been able to really just punish these lanes. And bit of a trade there. Dupis coming on top.
Trading a lot? Oh no. So this is where the matchup becomes very, very scary for the Nico. So Nico is a very lane dominant champion, but oh no! Pixel! Why would you green like that?
Very nice play coming out. Hook lands on Thresh. But yeah, no, that was just a beautiful play coming out from Kassadin. Dupis really just using that level 6 power spike to the best of his ability to get an advantage, which he does have a 10 CS lead up. If we take a look at the scores, pretty much every lane on red side is winning right now pretty heavily. We actually see cool little Easter egg. 4 members of blue side are on 37 CS. But
and it's just going to get worse too, because like Kassadin is just a character where the moment you give him a lead, he's gonna take that lead and take it just a step further every single time. And while Pixel tried her best to get lane dominance in mid lane with this Nico, unfortunately she just missed way too much CS. 43 farm at 70 minutes, that is literally around 30 minutes has just gone. You pick these lane dominant characters to get a CS lead, and she ends up under CS.
Yeah, and actually, that's just going to result in a free dragon, really starting up the objective control.
Oh, we
this
see a
might be
coming around in bot lane, some even trading in mid lane.
Yeah, we see 3 members bot side for red team trying to capitalize off that Drake prio. But yeah, this is just going to be... I'm expecting a perma push from the Braum.
Nice little trade between Xayah and Ashe. So, what I want to ask you right now, Jim. So, Fi, she's gonna fall off into the mid to late unless she can just get guarantee R's. And so her real goal here is just to be an early mid-game threat. And so far, all these ganks have really equated to nothing. You feel like these ganks are just too telegraphed, because she is ganking. That's why she's under farm, but there's just no kills yet out of her.
Yeah, I think the angle she's taking is a little awkward sometimes, as I think we saw earlier in the mid-game, or no, in the mid lane. She just sort of walked up to Nico, and Nico got a lot of poke down, but Nico was able to just use her root to negate Kassadin from getting close. I'm a little worried about the fact that there's no KP yet. Fiora getting almost a little burst. Gonna have to be careful. But yeah, I think... See, Vi isn't a champion like Lee Sin, where he just kind of falls off after 5 minutes. There's definitely a little bit more leniency with how you can impact the game, but you're definitely wanting to start looking for that stuff now, especially if you have your ultimate up, just like getting from 10 to 15 minutes as much done possible.
Oh no, setting up a death push right here. Instant guarantee, son. Catching Fiddlesticks alpha, he's trying to just the other lanes. Very nice, smooth, easy kill coming out of red side. I really liked how they pulled it off. It was really pre-coordinated, and it was like they just knew that, like, okay, coming around 9 minutes, Fiddlesticks will probably want his Raptors. Good, easy kill. And now we see bot lane really overextended here. Ashol goes wide. Braum gonna miss the Q as well. All focus going on bot lane. Fine,
bot's coming out.
No, she's gonna reject around it. You see, that's kind of what I'm talking about here. Like, fine, she's doing the ganks, but the kills are just not happening.
But I think
But I
that
guess
was
you
really
can call it
important.
mechanical misexecution there because we did see the Astral whiff, we saw the Braum Q whiff.
That definitely would have been a lot more explosive if those TC had landed. But we see a little bit of a reversal in topside. Vladimir starting to come into his own with the Fiendish Codex. Let's see if that turns around with this Fiora Tiamat coming out. Is she going to be building into a Ravenous, do you think?
Could be a Ravenous. Titanic Fiora lost a lot of popularity after the rework it had 3 years ago. So since the rework, it's basically only been Ravenous when Fiora builds the Titanic. What actually surprised me more that we're not seeing the Executioners coming out of Fiora.
Oh no,
But
yeah,
I guess she doesn't need it. Oh, nice little theater. Is this going to result in a revenge kill right now? Why with the counter gank? Is it going to be enough? Q actually gets canceled here, but Fiora laying down the DPS. Ult coming onto Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks going down. Vladimir would reply onto Fiora. And overall, it's just going to be Vi and Vladimir staring at each other very menacing. I don't think this will equate into anything further. Probably just Vi pushing the lane and calling it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So,
oh, wait. Is Vladimir all in on this?
Oh, Dupis coming up from the back.
Oh, nice will teleport here. I don't see Vladimir getting away from this one. He has the R charging, and that's going to be explosion. Second kill for the cast.
Man, just when you think you're going to see some nice top jungle synergy out of Room and Zoom, it really doesn't amount to anything. And eventually, Dino Club is just able to trade that 2-for-1, which I would say is worth. So I think now we're starting to see.
Gonna keep on going? Nah, it's not getting towered.
Yeah, but I think we're starting to see Vi come into a bit of her own here. She's definitely still viable at this point, and she's starting to make her presence known. Shutting down that Fiddlesticks is actually pretty huge, just in terms of like negating possibilities
by the hook, play into tower, but overall nothing there. Sorry about that. Continue your point.
No. Yeah, definitely. I think Dupis is in a really good spot with his 2 kills. He can just be happy farming up and eventually become a monster in the late game. Oh?
Is that the real Fiddlesticks? That is the real Fiddlesticks.
But I don't see anything getting done there because that's a 3-level lead on the enemy jungler that Dupis has. This is probably going to be another free Drake for
really pathing out of Pixel, I gotta say there. If Casa was being more daring, I really say he could have just outright solo killed Pixel right there. What do you think? Do you think he had enough damage there to just outright burst her down?
I mean, he has his Rod of Ages completed. Are we going to see a solo kill on the top side?
Nah, his W's coming back up. He's fine. Wait, is this not a solo kill? Is this going to be a turn?
We see it's a very close matchup in top side. CS is definitely going. Oh, Dupis. Okay, Pixel Wolf was able to bait him out there.
Actually, Pixel's got to be really careful here. She's getting into execution range of Cassidon. Another term for people to learn: execution range. Basically, it's the point where a champion can just walk at you and full combo you. I'm pretty familiar with Cass's numbers, and if she takes just a little bit more damage, Cassidon can just tower dive her with no.
Vladimir's been getting a lot of plating up here in the top side. If Blue Team decides to dedicate a little bit of resources to Rift Herald, that's a dead first turret and a lot of gold going back into Dirt Team's pockets, kind of hoping to equalize this 2K gold lead that's been accrued by Dino Club very expertly, I must say.
So in draft, we mentioned that Blue side definitely has the tools to handle a Cassidon. Do you think those tools still matter if Cassidon has 2 kills in the early game?
Not if he gets more kills. I will say that. If everybody except Vladimir still is at 0 kills by like 20 minutes, I'm just gonna say it doesn't matter.
Gosh, this is definitely gonna be a play. Braum going down. Kirk, what? Oh wait, not Kirk. Wait, yes, his name is Kirk. Kirk, what are you doing? Like, I think so far Kirk has been a little bit of a hook magnet. I think this is probably the 5th time we've seen Freak land a really, really nice hook coming out of him. I really see why Freak is comfortable first picking this. Very solid fresh. Love seeing me a good fresh game. Excited to see what he has to do in the mid game. So, going back to your point, what do you feel about this cast? And is he still controlled?
It's definitely gonna. Oh, Game Freak's very close with that second hook.
Break.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Ash almost 2v1?
Almost. I mean, both summoners have been blown by the 80 carries now.
Gets a kill on his eye. Oh, this is guaranteed kill on it. Ah, double kill.
Double kill.
Okay, so slash everything we just said, Jayga, is Kassadin gone?
Yeah, Kassadin's pretty much, in my opinion, far and away just like already at his level 16 power spike, because Dupus has just been.
Oh no, Fiddle, what are you doing here? This is not the tower you want to defend. Fiddle, this is just gonna be guaranteed execution on two. Well, who's gonna get it? You're gonna hand it over to Ash. Oh, but there's some bright side at the end. Vladimir's gonna get this kill here. I think. Yeah, he's got it. Wait, does he? No? Oh!
Oh, it was so close.
Vladimir is like
definitely going to be
limit testing there.
This is definitely going to be first turret for red side. A 3k gold lead at 15 minutes. This is pretty significant, especially with a comp that has Kassadin in it. Kassadin's going to be at level 16 like no tomorrow.
Double big fight on the enemy team. Nico with the double stun. You know, this is actually depressing. You know what this says? That was like the dream combo they wanted, but they're just so far mathematically behind that even if they get the perfect wombo, it's just not gonna be enough.
And Vi is still relevant. Still has that nice
Another
CC.
kill for Kassadin. This is Kassadin's literally at level 16 at level 11. They're just saying, okay, who get you? You get it, good sir. No, you get it. You have. I insist, my fellow gent, take the gold.
Oh no, please! You need it far more than me. I'm already 5-0. Those are two fat shutdowns on the Vi and the Kassadin, though. It might be a little nice to just sort of focus some resources there, pick up those bounties. Fiddlesticks, we were hoping that you would be safe, but I think he got caught out on a ward near Krugs, and that was how Braum and Vi were able to set up that death brush really nicely. Just get in there, get vision on the enemy jungler, and kind of shut him down, because an 0-3 Fiddlesticks is not somebody you're going to be afraid of, no matter how much they fear you. We see this topside turret go down. And yeah, I mean...
Wait, Vladimir? Hello? Vladimir? Really surprised we don't see an executions coming yet out of the top lane, and I'm pretty sure if Fiora had executioners there,
this is a dead
probably would have been a kill.
Oh my. They're really just giving Kassadin what he wants this game, huh?
Yeah, Kassadin's kind of kid at candy store right now, and... Bye-bye, Game Freak. They're kind of over-pushed with no tower and lack of vision. Jacob, what are your thoughts? What is the play by? What is the game plan here?
The game plan is definitely claim that 1,000 bounty shutdown. Definitely try and stop. I don't think they can stop this Drake right now. I think they should just give. They're definitely positioning to take it, but I think when you have a 7-0 Kassadin,
one upside here, Fiora doesn't have TP.
That is true. So it definitely is a numbers advantage, but Fiora should be able to pick up some solo turret money if nobody goes to respond to that, and that's pretty significant. Vladimir caught out here.
They're taking too long to do anything.
And that, beautiful Ash arrow. Oh my. This is kind of a go next, fellas. He R'd in. This might be the shutdown that they were looking for. I don't think.
No, Cass is just gonna say, I have a unlimited amount of flashes. As long as I have mana, I am a-okay, and this is a blue buff.
No, yeah, and that's definitely gonna be the third Drake for Dino Club, picking up these objectives really solidly. I don't think they dropped a single objective.
Too.
Oh. A valiant attempt by Fiddle.
You gotta try. You're getting to soul point, and when it comes to strongest souls in the game, it's a pretty close debate between fire and water. And if you're having trouble killing this Caston now,
when he has Ocean Soul,
yeah, good luck.
I mean, this started as a really close game. I thought even at 4-1, okay, Team Dirt can come back from this. They can claw their way back if they just play the comp mechanically right. Just get the wombo combo down, get the Thresh Q into the box, and then lock them all up with Nico. But they just haven't been able to get into that position, and they are way too far behind now for even if they get those conditions for that to matter.
Just because they just mathematically don't have the damage to pull off. And we actually saw it earlier where they did get their combo, and Caston still couldn't die. Vladimir, he's going to be in a 2v1 scenario here. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He just says, Ash, you think you're the one ganking me? No, I gank you.
And actually, Fiora might be cut out here. Oh,
okay. No, they're not going to take this.
I mean, they definitely could have if they had vision on just any other members of the red team.
Vladimir is just so hard to kill right now. Probably only the main shining light for the team, but Caston says, sup, late game mage. I'm also late game mage, and I'm more fed than you.
Okay, Pixel picking up a kill, but Cassidon with the double. Fiora almost killing Moonpie, but she does use her ult to safely secure some survival. But 10-0 on Cassidon, that is scary.
That is terrifying.
He's already level 13. I mean, yowza. Oh, he's coming in again. Gonna donate over the kill to Fiora.
Fresh Lantern doesn't even matter. Caston Beaner doesn't even matter. Like, really massive misplays coming out of everybody on blue side. You hate to see it. The draft looks fine, but the execution is just not there. Caston is just really running a train down for the team.
Really? I mean, for everybody watching at home, this is not how Cassidon games usually go. Definitely not.
Unless it's solo queue.
Unless it's solo queue and you just have a Cassidon one trick. But, I mean, Dupless is really just showing some strong mastery of the champion here. Just really willing to go in. And just, this is a really hard place that Dirt Team is in. They don't have vision control at, like, any point in this map. And here comes the Dinosaur Club just knocking on the door.
It doesn't even matter. Like, that was the combo. It's a good combo. It does seem, but
that was a really nice
not
parry.
There. Like, imagine if this Nico had 4 kills instead of 2. That is most likely a dead casting there.
For sure. That was I would like to just shout out that parry really quick. Of course, Braum had flash up and he burnt that willingly, which is understandable. He's kind of low. Probably would have been burst down. Don't want to die any more than you have to. But, I mean, just the foresight on that parry was superb in blocking that Thresh hook, which could have resulted in maybe the fight turning around. But yeah, everybody on Dirt Team used their ult. It did not hit a single person. And I think that, honestly, Dinosaur Club can just ARAM. What do you think?
You know what I'm thinking of right now?
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking that this is the first 3 movies of Star Wars. First 2 in particular. And right now, Team Pixel is Rebels, and Duplex is 100% Darth Vader, and unfortunately, they don't have Luke Skywalker. I guess you can say Luke Skywalker is Vladimir here, but this isn't like Chad Skywalker. This is
pre-Yoda. This is pre-Yoda.
Yeah, this is pre-Yoda Skywalker right now. And Darth Vader is going hunting for the Rebels and really sending the message home.
For real. I mean, he's playing with that Celestial Cassidon skin, so he does have the lightsaber.
Oh, going out. Combo. Nika locking down up. Fresh going out, putting down the box. Huge side ultimate, but once again, Cassidon jumps in, kills everyone. It's Hunt. Cassidon's just going to be cleaning up Nico. You're gonna see her go down. He has multiple R's. Goodbye. Oh, Pixel tried to give him the sneak, but he's just having none of it.
You tried so hard and got so far.
He tried so hard.
Oh, he has sustain. Oh, he gets the shutdown.
Luke Skywalker comes out with the final kill.
But here comes
Darth Vader says, "I am your father. Come here, son."
Honestly?
Oh, he's going for it. He's hunting them down.
Oh.
That's home.
Will Braum get the kill?
No, he says, "Back off, Stormtrooper. This is my son. Only I'm allowed to import the father-son discipline."
And actually,
mercy,
I think
Suma's asking for mercy.
I think the key reason why Dinosaur Club came out on that fight was because Rim Almighty was just able to stand there and machine gun in the Drake pit. They were all in range. I mean, Rim Almighty even picked up a tag on the Pixel Wolf with the W after the fight, allowing Dupless to kind of just hunt it down. So this Stormtrooper does not miss.
Goodbye. See, these aren't your standard Stormtroopers. These are the special case Stormtroopers. They had their advanced training, and also, I think Cassie could have gone harder there. I think. Oh no, never mind. He heard me talking. He heard me talking shit, and he went, "Oh, you want me to go hard? I'll show you hard."
They're still going. Oh my goodness. That tower was at half health the whole time. Dinosaur Club really showing up.
We have a 70 kill cast game at 27. This Caston has basically gotten a kill every minute and a half.
That is actually insane. And this is looking like it's GG just very fast. They could go for the ending here, I think. I mean, nobody's really a threat.
Give the Pixel fans hope. Give the fans of Pixel some hope. What do we gotta see? Is there any hope? Come on, just give them something.
Cassidon's gotta int. Cassidon's just gotta go 0-17 from here on out, and they just can't miss position, really. They have to pick their fights perfectly. And by perfectly, I mean like pixel perfectly. They can't be just a little bit out of position, otherwise everything goes downhill. Because at this point, I mean, Ash is online, Fiora's online, even though, well, no, she's only sitting on one item, but almost at that Trinity Force. Game Freak almost got just soloed, and Vi still very relevant, built into a tankier build to sort of yeah, I'm looking mitigate the fall off and damage that comes post 20 minutes.
Realized they have water. Cast 70 kills has water soul. Oh.
Yeah, it's.
I'm sorry for the fans, but I don't think there's any way we can wash this into a positive narrative now.
Yeah, I think that Team Dirt just has to go into next game looking for an easier comp. The arrow still connects. Oh my goodness. I have to say, shoutouts to Rim Almighty with the support Ash, just nailing every single
19 kills. Is it gonna be? Are we gonna have another 20 kill game? Is this gonna be actually another 20 kill game?
20 bomb. And yeah, Dinosaur Club just.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
the chaos.
I like how Fiora still hasn't been able to get the 1v1 done. But GG.
So there's a like and dislike I have about this. I've watched, I think, 3 teams so far, and something I noticed is that every team has had a really defined super carry player. Like they've all had somebody who isn't afraid to just say, "Put all the resources on me. I got you guys in my backpack." And so right now we're seeing the power rankings really starting to be drawn out in the early phases. Maybe this was just a fluke. Maybe we'll see a good solid comeback into game 2 and maybe get our first best 2 out of 3. But if this continues to pattern here, it's going to really make next week's games very exciting when we see these super carries face off against each other.
Yeah, and if you just look at the damage graph, I mean, Dupus far and away just absolutely decimated this game. I think he did almost 1,500 more damage than the carry on the enemy team, which was Vladimir, who got just above 20,000 damage. And
Oh, look
honestly,
at Fiddlesticks. And we saw how it happened. They just invaded the Fiddlesticks jungle continuously, and he just genuinely wasn't allowed to be a champion going into this game. So I feel like the biggest winning factor. What do you feel were the biggest winning factors for the red side here? What went right for them in the early game?
okay, so Dupus definitely just outplayed Pixel that game, getting his lead by himself, kind of. I mean, yeah, Vi ganked earlier. I don't think Pixel blew any summoners there, but I mean, it was just a really solid game mechanically from Cassidon. He was kind of self-sufficient. I really liked the comp that came out from the bot lane, which was just really CC heavy, making sure that their carry can get in there. And Vi taking her like most essential bit was 10 to 15 minutes and making the most out of that, shutting down the fiddlesticks, making her presence felt on the map, and just really securing those objectives, because they did not drop a single objective all game.
All right, so we have game 2 coming up. It was a pretty harsh sweep, but maybe it was just off character game. Maybe because it happens to the best of us. We wake up in a bad mood. Normally we do well in our solo queue games, but something just doesn't click right. And next thing we know, the KDA ain't looking too hot. But
No, yeah.
There's always hope in the game after. What would you say? I don't think we can blame this solely on draft. I think you and I both like the drafts coming out of both teams, right? They both had their clear win conditions, right?
Both teams were strong, definitely. They could have done well. It's just, I think it came to the execution where Dirt Team faltered.
So would you like to see an easier draft coming out of Dirt Team in Game 2? Would you want to see something more simple, like, not even memeing here, something more like a Malphite, a Scion, and Nautilus, just more guaranteed wombo?
For sure. I think that's really key to, because there was a lot of moving parts to last team's draft, and I think if they need clearer engage. I think the problem was they had too many options, and they didn't use any of them effectively.
Yeah. And then we saw clear moments where the comp could have been very good, and we see Caston literally live with just a sliver of HP, and honestly, if Nico literally had just an amplified tail, literally just one more amplifying tail, probably the dead Caston there, but unfortunately, just too far behind to make the wombo combo even matter, so maybe just simpler lanes and just play a little bit more caution. And this let the draft play itself.
For sure. But we will go into the wubs, I think, and see you guys in the next game, unless we're already in draft, which I don't know.
Draft's still loading up. We're just waiting for the players to get ready and line up. Looks like it's gonna be a little bit of a rule discussion going up. Just stand by for these little technical difficulties. We'll be back in the cast when everything is a-okay. All right, we got the pro draft starting up. Welcome everybody on the BTL. We are going into game 2. Dinosaur Club immediately getting rid of Aatrox and Rengar. Dirt Team saying, you know what? We saw the vibe. We saw the cast. Just for the love of God, get rid of it. We never want to see it again. Just goodbye.
Yeah, thank goodness, because
Wait, you say you don't want to see another 20 kill cast in a game? You're not up for that, Jacob?
No, I would love to see another 20 kill Kassadin game, but I would also like to see. I also just enjoy seeing target bans after you get a little bit dumpstered in a game. So, I mean, Dupus, they're still going after him pretty heavily with the bans. I mean, instantly locking into Echo, banning away the Fizz, trying to keep his assassins away from him.
Do we have inside info? Who's the better Echo player on Dinosaur Club? Is it the jungler or the mid laner? Because Echo is equal in both lanes right now.
Ooh, set coming out.
I think it's the first set game of the season we have so far. Always love casting a set game. A lot of interesting things you can say about his anime.
For sure. And what I really like about both teams is that they're not giving their hands away too early in the draft. They're saying, okay, we can flex all of these picks around a little bit and sort of try and figure each other out, feeling through the draft, kind of, I guess is the best way to say it.
I like that synergy between Braum and Echo. Very aggressive bot lane coming out of Dinosaur Club, but I will say this Braum Lucian pick can be punished. Every Braum player in the game will say and vouch that they hate facing Morgana players. They also really dislike facing Con players. So hopefully we see this Braum pick get punished coming out of Dirt Team. Orianna being picked a little bit early instead of securing support. So now Dinosaur Club has the opportunity to ban away the counter picks that could come through bot lane. Maybe Dirt Team was just afraid the Orianna was going to be banned during round 2 in the ban, so they just wanted to grab it before it could be banned, which I can respect. What are your thoughts, Jaga? How do you think Dinosaur Club should adapt to what Dirt Team so far?
Okay, so I think this is kind of what we were looking for from Dirt Team in terms of just a little bit more simplicity on the engage. They have the Ashe, which is clear engage, the arrow, just shoot it at them, hope it stuns, hope it lands. The Orianna is really good. Ooh, Dirt Team could pick that up, and that would be another just really nice, solid engage tool. Orianna's really good for reacting. Oh, Rammus!
Is this legit? Is this actually Rammus?
It's locked in. It has to be.
I think this is literally the first competitive Rammus game I've seen, because I do scrims too, and I do competition. I have not seen a single Rammus in scrims, competitions, or casted in probably 2 years.
Man, even if it's not close, I love this series so much. What a great way to finish off day 2 of week 1 of BTL Season 9. Can I get some Rammus pogs in the chat? Because, okay. I do like the Vladimir ban, sort of, Gangplank.
Now, what I will say is a little bit scary for Dirt Team, and I personally think they picked the Rammus too early, is that Toronto could just press R on them, and the tank stats will be taken away rather quickly. But there is one bright side. Trundle is an AD auto attacker, and that is what Rammus is supposed to counter. I've actually never mathematically seen that play out. So, have you ever seen that play out, Jaga?
I sadly have not either, so I cannot say with authority what this matchup is going to look like. I think with the Subjugate, the Trundle wins 1v1s, but I think with the taunt and just all of the CC coming out from Dirt Team, which still very CC heavy comp, still really dig it, lots of engage, still lots of moving parts, which I'm hoping they can coordinate a bit better. But I think the Trundle wins in 1v1s, but in terms of team fighting, it should be a lot closer this game. Lucian is definitely going to fall off a little if he doesn't, get insanely ahead, as you told me a little while ago, because I play a little bit of Lucian, and he's not in the best spot right now. What do you think about the Lucian pick?
What do I think about the Lucian pick? I think it was a little early to pick Lucian. I think they could have held it out a little bit longer. They maybe could have just gone like game GP as their B free, or honestly, when I'm looking at bans, every single meta ADC was still up. Aphelios was up, Senna was up, Misfortune was banned. Maybe it's just a playstyle pick. Dinosaur Club is a very aggressive team. You really see them like going for those plays. So maybe they just really trust themselves to make very strong, assertive, aggressive plays and end the game before late game even becomes a thing. I will say though, their team definitely lacks in the scaling department this time. They don't have a casting to just auto win at 30 minutes again. And their team, with this Rammus, while Trundle will be a little bit tricky, Rammus is going to be really annoying for Lucian to deal with, really annoying for Braum. Actually, Gameplay doesn't care.
Yeah. And actually, this Gangplank is playing kind of into what he wants, right? Because there's a lot of tanks on the side of Dirt Team, a lot of AD tanks. And so with the Subjugate and the just Airstrike, that's a lot of damage coming out from the Gangplank. And the barrels are also going to do crazy amounts of damage. It just really comes down to execution and seeing if they know how to play the champion, because it is a very high skill cap champion.
So, kind of hard to say who wins out on draft here. Personally, I want to say Dinosaur Club comes a little bit ahead on draft because I feel they picked Rammus a little bit too early, because both Trundle and Gameplank are going to be big trouble for Rammus to deal with. Gameplank just has the orange. Trundle has the Subjugate. So while Rammus is really effective against the first free picks at Dinosaur Club, Dinosaur Club definitely made all the correct adjustments for their B4 and B5. So I also don't see Jax beating Gameplank in lane phase. I'll give my vote to Dinosaur Club. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, honestly, I think Dinosaur Club has shown that they do have a lot of synergy, just in terms of their playstyle. I didn't see too many like outright mistakes from them last game, so the onus is really on Dirt Team still. It was a little harder to pull off last game. It is a little easier to pull off this game. They do have a lot of clear engage. They do have a lot of CC. They do have a lot of displacement in terms of fighting. But yeah, the onus is still just going to come down to how well they use those shockwaves, how well they use those ash arrows, how well they use those Rammus taunts. Because if Echo gets out of hand, if Gangplank gets out of hand, if Trundle gets out of hand, it's really, really scary for the tanky team of Dirt.
So I think what we're kind of agree with is blue side comes out with definitely some advantages, but the good news is that Red definitely has their ways in. They have Rammus, Orianna delivery system. They have some DPS. So this isn't just going to be a guaranteed auto loss. Each team has their own win conditions. Really excited to play this out. Once again, I'm Phantom GG on the play-by-play today, joined by none other than Jaga. We will be going on break as we wait for the teams to load up onto the Rift. We are just hitting 35 followers right now, so just stick around for a few minutes, and we'll be right back with you shortly. Cue the wub-wubs! All right, we are coming back live into the BTL game 2. Both teams changing up their drafts by quite a bit. But I will say that Dupla is still keeping the aggressive mid lane assassin. Kind of excited to see this because in game 1 it was banned out. So let's see what all the hype was about. Let's see what Dupla can actually do on one of his main characters. Jigga, how you feeling? What are you expecting? Are the Rebels going to rise up? Is Luke Skywalker going to find his place? Has he met Yoda yet?
I think there's definitely potential that he has, especially on this Jax. Jax can be a significant problem if he just goes crazy. And I think that Vroom definitely has a potential to do that because he was causing a bit of a ruckus last game on the Vladimir. I am very hyped to see Dupus's Echo coming out, because it was all banned away from him. Essentially, every assassin character you could think of, what AP assassin, was banned away from him. So I think Dupus really feels confident on this champion, and we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. Really standard start from both teams, starting on bot side. Both junglers sort of pathing towards top, hoping to see some nice aggressive ganking here. And wait, that's a Rammus support? Hold on a minute.
Wait, how did we miss this?
Well, now I feel a little dumb. So it's a set jungle and a Rammus support.
Am I going crazy? Did I see a flash animation? Or is that just is Flash W just kind of similar to a flash animation? I guess that's what happened.
I did not see any flash animation. No flashes.
I see what's going on here. Her auto attacks are yellow.
But
As you see here coming out with the ignite.
Flash coming out.
In, but it looks like she lives by a sliver of health by her chinny chin chin.
So
this is not the start you're gonna want here because this is rough. Ash is gonna really wish she can back here because what's gonna happen is even if she stays here, Braum and Lucian are just gonna be able to zone her away from CS. So staying is, in all honesty, almost as bad as just leaving, because if she stays, she's not gonna get farm because she's too low. If she leaves, she misses farm. So it's really a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation.
And early gank coming out from Dirt Team. They're just gonna be able to kite back with the very cool pool party gangplank skin. But yeah, this is a
Ooh, waiting in the bush here. Trundle coming out with the standard combo. Nice flash coming out of set. Trundle not sure if that's a trade he wanted to take, but Buddy Brother Echo is coming in for the chase. Still has the E coming up off cooldown. Oriana with the protection. Braum with the CC. First blood for Echo, and that is probably the least player you want on the side of blue side to have to kill. We saw what Duplas could do on this cast. That was a champion that was meant to scale and go into a powerful late game, but ended up becoming way too relevant in the early game. So what does Duplas actually do on a champion that does have an early game, a champion that does have a very powerful mid game, and you really have disaster waiting to happen for Little Pixel.
And Moonshare almost solo killing Vroom. This does not look like the start that Team Dirt wanted, especially with a 5-goal, just first blood on Dupus. Flash Q.
Very aggressive flash. Ash doesn't have flash herself, no heal. If Lucian just gets one more auto attack here, auto just needs a W, and Ash goes down for the second kill of the game. Easy first kill secured for the Lucian, and 2-0 start. This, like we were saying, this is not the start you wanted to have to your game. You have a team that just kind of want to relax, scale into the late game, but the overwhelming early game oppression is just proving to be way too much. Jaga, is there anything you can say to try to justify this Rammus support idea?
No, I've never seen it before, and to be honest, I don't want to see it again. It has not done anything. If anything, it's just stolen CS from the Ash, because
That's stolen, that's irrelevant, but you can definitely say he's still in EXP right now.
For sure. And Set, he almost had that Trundle. Set definitely wins 1v1s against Trundle early. That's not going to be the case anymore, as that was just really nice rotations coming out from Team Dinosaur Club. You saw that top lane came in to support the 2v1, and then even Braum roamed up because he was saying, okay, Lucian is a good early game champion. I trust that he knows how to use his E properly to get out of bad situations, and that's exactly what happened. And now Rim is just using those really solid laning stats that Lucian has to just get a really nice lead. Yeah, this is first Drake. This is easy first Drake. And
but Rammus is coming up behind. Rammus does have the guaranteed taunt, but overall, it looks like that side has this pretty sealed up. Oh no, Pixel going to be CC down, taking out. Guarantee kill for the Echo. She's going to try to use the ultimate to get out. Oh, so we have Rammus and CC themselves. A double kill for Dupless, and it just looks like it's the first game itself already.
Yeah, I mean, really, 3-0 start, not even almost 3-0 at 5 minutes. That is an insanely good start for an Echo who's only going to be getting worse. Gangplank is easily just trading back and forth with Jax in the top lane, keeping it himself at a distance, not allowing an engage. And, you know, okay, so we're seeing a Bork come out from Lucian, which I don't think is optimal itemization, but I mean, at this point, it might not matter if he's just able to do as much damage as he needs to.
Rammus roaming up, gonna get the taunt in, but doesn't even get the land taunt. And Gangplank has the ultimate right here. It's gonna be able to slow down the entire enemy team. Dupla's coming in with yet another teleport. Pixel gonna try to support our team. Looks like she's gonna get them to escape just in time. But a 4th kill for Echo, 75% kill participation. Looks like they're considering going around for a second time. Falling, they're gonna actually just outright dive this Ashe. She is by herself. She is shredded. Rim Almighty coming in with auto W Q, and that is it. Coast E's out, but Set with the revenge kill. Double kill coming with the Set for the slam.
That face breaker was really nice, but I just think that the dragon fight was really just Dirt Team shooting themselves in the foot. It was already half health. Orianna got spotted out on a ward on her way in, so Echo knew she was coming, instantly engaged on her, and then Rim Almighty and Braum were just able to turn and burn the bot lane while Trundle just happily farmed it away. And
Jax is literally just a barrel away from dying. Jax has got to be really careful here. Dirt Team really flexing their muscles here, just saying we're gonna tower dive you in just about every single lane. Oh,
no, Dinosaur Club.
Dinosaur Club, I mean. Just Dinosaur Club really flexing their muscles. Aw, you hate to see it when the Assassin Joker just goes into your jungle and says, "I really don't care about anything you do here."
Oh,
Gangplank wins the 1v1. Echo shut down. Set coming in slam.
Okay, maybe it wasn't the Jax who is the Luke Skywalker. Maybe it's the 3-in-1 Set jungle. Those
okay,
are really...
I know what happened here. Here's the real plot line. So in game 1, I was wrong. It was actually the prequels, and Vroom is Obi-Wan and Dupless is Anakin Skywalker, and this was Revenge of the Sith, the 3rd movie, where Anakin just snaps and kills all the young ones. And now we're going into the Luke Skywalker saga, and Game Freak is Luke.
We just have to see if it's post-Yoda or pre-Yoda Luke.
Yes.
But yeah, let's see if Team Dirt can recover. Big engage.
Rim Almighty gonna go in over and over again. It's actually pretty rough. This is actually one of the big reasons why you see Lucian really in permanently nerfed state. Because what Lucian is able to do that no other ADC is capable of doing is that when Lucian has a lead, he is just able to kill you over and over again at will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really oppressive laning against Lucian, especially because he can just sort of E out of any engage that you kind of want to get at. If he's really clean with his dodging, the skill shots don't matter at all. And, you know, I was kind of hoping that Ashe would be able to sort of poke him out a little bit, maybe kind of keep him from getting a really oppressive lead, but Ashe is 40 CS down at 10 minutes. let's just. How do you? That is a very significant lead given over to a enemy AD carry. Granted, you have been dead for most of the time, but I mean,
we have Ritual coming out of the top lane. And it's actually just about on time. Normally, you see Ritual plays around 8 to 9 to 10 minutes, and yeah, this is painful.
and we.
Good all-round play coming out of Dinosaur Club. Like, they're really playing both games really, really clean right now. And you can't even fault Dirt Club right now too much. Just Dinosaur Club, they have the players, they have the practice, they have the mechanics, and it's rough. It's generally rough.
There's also a pretty major rank difference between the two teams if you look at the average elo of the teams. So I think that's like you try not to like chalk it up to that, but I think that there is something to be said about that. I don't think there are any diamonds on their team. I think it's a plat and gold team for the most part. Where I think it's a plat and diamond team on the other side of the map.
Really nice ultimate coming out of Pixel. Good clean kill coming out of the game plank as he is beginning to overpush. Glad to see that the punishment's coming out.
Dirt team, dirt team, dirt team. Take my energy.
Thanks for coming in, Ito. But we see this continued objective dominance out of Dinosaur Club. Really just cleanly.
You're gonna do the tower dive?
Drop out.
Nah, he's gonna play it out safe, but maybe this way if he actually tower dive. Nope. Ramus comes in for the save, says, keep off my mid laner.
Dino Club has 2 subs in. Like, almost the entire team of Dirt Team is a sub. I think 3 or so of those players are different than the original starting roster was. I think we discussed that earlier.
Yeah, this is not the starting.
Changed up. Like they kind of had to do a lot of changes at the last second, as some players decided they wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of changes on that side as well. Which means, I mean, so what I'm thinking in the future is, this is like first week jitters, kind of getting the rosters figured out. Kind of the first time for these players playing in a competitive environment. So I think, there's a lot of free agents out there, a lot of people been to like kind of do a little bit of roster changes, and you kind of figure out where you think those changes need to be needed, where you think those changes need to be made. And stuff.
For
so,
sure.
First week, it's a long season. It's a super long
one moment. I'll be something just came up. I'll be right back. It'll be literally just 1 minute and a half.
Okay.
1 minute and a half. All right. That's right. Start the timer. Will he be back in 90 seconds?
But yeah, it's totally understandable. This is for sure not the starting lineup of Team Dirt. It's a little crazy what happened with them.
Right.
Lots of last-minute roster changes.
Yeah.
So
really unfortunate. That's always so. I've had that situation before. That's always so tough for the captain. And trying to, like Mooney, I think literally just joined like earlier today or something, or like last night to try to put together. I think Game Freaks literally joined today. Those are 2 members that were part of Team Mental from last season. Team Mental was also a team that was kind of playing a little bit below the elo cap, but they had like a lot of synergy. They were like a team of friends that had played together a lot. And that's kind of the idea of Dirt Team, but a lot of those original friends, I think, decided that they couldn't play. So I don't think a lot of that original roster lineup that was made up mostly of Pixel Wolf's friends were able to play. So I don't think they have as much synergy as they were hoping to try. I think because sometimes you can like sort of deal with the rank disparity with just having the synergy between your players. Like your players are just playing together for longer, so they can kind of make up the individual rank disparity that way. But I think with a kind of fragmented lineup, I think that rank disparity is a little bit more obvious whenever you don't have the synergy that you were hoping for.
Definitely. But we see a really nice punishment on the gangplank. He was overextended, and Dirt Team dedicated a nice amount of resources. So they are starting to claw their way back. They've managed to shrink the gold lead down to 6K, but that was a really clean tower dive by Dupus. And yeah, that was, I mean, honestly, you kind of want to give it at that point. You see the entirety of Dinosaur Club kind of in the bot lane. You kind of have a feeling that they might rotate over to you, but really solid gameplay, just mechanically, objectively, synergistically coming out from Dinosaur Club in this game. We're hoping that Dirt Team will be able to flex their muscles a bit, sort of show up, which I am sure they are more than capable of doing. Again, the set is 4-1. Jax is by no means behind a big amount. They definitely are still in this game, but the macro play is starting to add up, I think, especially as the gold lead grows to 8K.
All right, I am back. What episode of Star Wars are we on right now?
Honestly, this feels... I want to say maybe episode 4. There is a little bit of hope there is that new hope for,
Y'all really going all in on these Star Wars analogies, I see.
Oh,
mean,
yes,
for
dude, we
sure.
are sticking with the plot line here. That is the plot line.
There's a new hope. Set is 4-1. I don't think Jax is behind too much. I think actually this game is a lot closer than it seems. Maybe just Dirt Team looking for that one fight that can turn it all around.
I think we could contribute a lot of that to the drafts. It's not that Dirt Team's draft in game 1 was bad. It was just like we said, there was a lot of moving parts. This game definitely simplifies it by quite a lot. You have the guaranteed taunt. You have the Orianna Wombo combo. Set, he's a pretty cut and dry champion. He's basically a reworked Vi. A little bit of complexity with his toolkit, but overall pretty simple. And it is really allowed him to make a lot more picks around the map. But there's one thing that is really scary. We have a Lucian that's 5-1-1, a Echo that's 5-1-0. Jay, what are your thoughts on these? Are you going to give it to the Wombo combo of 13?
I mean,
or is Dupless going to do Dupless?
Dupless still definitely has the ability to do Dupless things, and I think he will continue to do Dupless things unless Dirt Team really finds a fight that particularly punishes them. We have seen Dirt Team punish top lane significantly. Actually, Gangplank has died twice since you were gone. So, and that was really just Dirt Team committing resources and trying to find ways back into the game, which I really think is what they need to do.
He's going to commit to this. We have Braum going in from flank, gets a multi-man ultimate. Echo still has the ultimate. He can do things himself, but Ashel goes wide, swinging a miss, and Marauder then continuing to tower dive. They're going to decide to play it out safe, cancel this out early, and no kills on either side.
And that was actually, honestly, not played pretty well by Dirt Team. They didn't let anyone die. They stayed sort of relatively healthy, and they kept the objective up, which is kind of what they need to do right now. They need to go into damage control, really just solidify and sort of hope that they can reach more item spikes than what they are right now, because their AD carry is not even at a single item. I think there's definitely a lot of room for a pick
Ashe
to
is
be caught
actually
up.
18 minutes with no item, and I think that's going to be Essence River, but if that's only 2 long swords, that is still a very long way to go. They're going to try to CC up Echo here, but Echo's going to reply with his own stun. He still has the ultimate here, but it's 3-1 on the Echo. Set gets the face breaker. Echo ults away. Looks like he might break away safe. Gameplay tries to assist with the ultimate. Flash given out to E over the wall, and Echo is getting away clean and safe. So many resources donated to try to kill Echo, while Gameplay is a lot of free farm on the top lane. But vice versa, the resources needed to get Echo out of trouble there was quite a lot. Echo ultimate burn, Gameplay ultimate burn, both summoners.
Well,
So,
I mean, he has a TP, but
About an even for even trade here. But Gameplay is going to get some damage onto his tower.
yeah, and
Jack's actually still
congrats, Billion
struggling in
Dying.
this matchup too.
Yeah, for sure. He's trying to stake it out. Maybe they'll be a.
But once
they've
again, Gameplay
committed
caught
3
over
people.
pushing, and this is going to be a guaranteed kill coming on to Gameplay. It looks like the recurring flaw that they're making is they're committing too much, and I'm just misspoken. Echo's going to stop the entire enemy team, multi-man stun. Trundle going to be wailing down onto the set. Orianna trying her best to assist onto him. Trundle sealing the deal. Orianna going to be going down herself. Moonpie going to try to be free hitting slows, but it's not going to be enough. Pixel will be going down herself, and this is almost a borderline ace. They're going to be looking for the Ashe. Will she be going down herself?
I mean, I don't think that was the fight that their team wanted. They I mean, they should have.
Yeah, it's going to be that. It's going to be an ace.
Oh wow, yeah, that definitely was not the fight their team wanted. Gangplank was gonna back up. They decided to commit 3 members in. They showed their hand a little too early, and Dinosaur Club was just able to rotate up, and this is gonna be a free inhibitor. They're pinging the Drake that is up in a minute, so they'll be, and they already have total vision dominance in the Dragon Pit, so not too much that Dinosaur Club has to worry about right now. They're sitting very pretty.
So, let's talk about comeback plan, and then let's talk about plan. So, for Red Side, what does Red Side have to do to make a comeback?
I think they've made a valiant effort in trying to shut down the Gangplank top. But I think Gangplank top is just going to still do what Gangplank top does, which is really just split push and do their best. They are summoning the Rift Herald, which might result in a tower, but they don't have a minion wave.
And then what would Blue Side have to do to... They have a lead. What would you want from down to...
For me, that's a more interesting question, too. I feel like your decision-making whenever you're in this situation at the red team is much easier than if you're in the winning position, because you have less options. And I feel like as an indecisive person myself, when I have more options, it's hard for me to, like, figure out what the correct option is. But, like, you know, whenever your hand is being forced, like as red team, they just have to, you know, clear waves, try not to die, and try to scale. Like, that's all that's all they have, right? But as blue team, they have multiple options to try and, like, end the game, right? There's like multiple things that they could, like, what's the best way for them to most, like, solidly end the game? Do they go for a pick? Do they try to get a power? Do they go for
Baron? No, he's just gonna walk around.
That's definitely true, Ito. They just have to find a winning fight and then collect as many objectives as they can after that. But they won't be able to respond to this dragon, which is
this is fire. RNG is on the side of Dinosaur Club here. Game 1, they get one of the best souls, which is water, and in game 2, they get another really good soul, which is fire. Can I please have this Dragon RNG? Because I'm in a competition myself right now, and I've won every single game so far, but I kid you not, in all 4 games, it has been win soul. Can I please have their RNG?
I mean, I think depending on your team, some specific champions really love
Oh, we did not have the team.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I was like sometimes win soul is pretty.
Oh, no, it was not a win soul game. Maybe I should just try for win soul teams.
If you have like a Rengar or something, I'm sure Rengar enjoys him some win soul. But Rengar also enjoys an ocean map. But like win soul, would you just, if you get like someone who wants to be faster, their ultimate, a little bit speedy.
Overall, this fight's gonna be cleaned up. The play-by-play is we are very fed, and we are the Sith, and we're just gonna. This is just a more realistic scene. When you're going against a very oppressive empire,
40
hope
beers?
this
Wait,
isn't
what?
enough.
40 beers? Oh, I said 50 beers for the giveaway, didn't I? Wait.
Yeah, you did.
Wait. Okay. I was like, wait, do I have to go buy another $25 gift card? Is this what's happening? But no.
But
okay.
That will
It's gonna be a wrap-up.
That is Dinosaur Club versus Dirt Team. A solid game, valiant efforts all around. Just Dinosaur Club really shown what's what to Dirt Team there. Kind of, yeah. I mean,
Let's revisit something that Ito said. So, something Ito said is that he was very curious in what would the meta be for Black Titch League in this season. Like, which lane would be the dominant lane? And we're actually seeing a bit of variety. In the first game, we saw Uzi just absolutely pop off both games on the 80s. Then we go to game 3, and we see another really, really dominant mid lane performance game. In game 2, it was a bit of a mixture. And what I do like here, as I said this before, is we're seeing a strong variety in who carries where on the map. And while it's too soon to say who the best teams are, I think it's starting to become a little bit like we're seeing like the hints on who's gonna be in the upper half, who's gonna be in the bottom half. So really excited to see like who's gonna win like next week. Is it gonna be like these really stylish mid laners like Lupus? Or are we going to see Uzi just continue to be consistently have resources placed into him? Like, very interesting meta this season we have for BTL. Wouldn't you guys say?
For sure.
Like, we see different drafts like every single game. Very different style.